Hi beautiful friends, Laurel here. I wanted to share with you a little bit more about my upcoming class, the Soul Stories Guild. I'm so looking forward to it and I hope you can join us. So when the angels invited me to teach the class, The Power of Your Voice, I didn't really know what would come about as a result. I knew what the curriculum would be, but I couldn't quite know what would be born. And something really beautiful and miraculous was born. Part of the curriculum of that class was storytelling for Lightbearers, based on the theory that when we share these intimate moments of our lives with each other, that even more intimacy is born. That, when we think about storytelling, we might think of a fictional work that we might share, or sharing our memoir or the really important parts of our lives. But life is really made up of so many ordinary moments. And when we share from our hearts, when we share our stories, when we share encouragement with each other, when we show up in the authenticity of who we are, something really beautiful is born as a result. So I shared in my last video how one of the things the angels had me do in that first class was to hold up an orange and invite people to begin contemplating their relationship with oranges, which sounds so ordinary. But I thought we could do this together, not with an orange, but with an apple. So, my friends, I bring to you an apple. You can see the sticker on it. I bring to you this apple. And I invite you to just simply contemplate this apple for a minute. And I want you to begin tracing back in your consciousness your relationship to apples. Right? Do you love apples? Do you not care for them? Is there a certain variety or varieties that you prefer and others that you don't? How do you eat an apple? Do you eat it down the middle and then eat the sides? Or do you eat it the chaos method or the anarchy method where you just bite into it somewhere and you just find your way around it? Or do you cut an apple into pieces or into slices? Did you ever used to take apples to school for lunch? And if so, did you eat them or did you trade up for them? Did you or do someone that you know make a great apple pie? Or have you ever been apple picking, or did you perhaps grow up with an apple tree in your backyard? It's such a simple prompt, but it's one that we all have stories about, right? An apple is such a simple instrument to explore. And maybe some of the memories that are coming up for you have to do with your childhood. Maybe you're thinking about something from your parents, right? My mom used to eat the apple as how I eat the apple, probably because I learned from her. I go down the center and then I eat each side. My father, though, used to cut the apple with an apple corer. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but that's what my dad would do. He would cut the apple using one of these, and I would always ask him for a piece and he would always give it to me. These days I'm more inclined to cut my apples and eat them with yogurt or cottage cheese because I incorporate them into my meals. I used to love apple picking as a kid. We had an apple tree in our backyard that got cut down partway through my childhood. And my mom would always tell us not to eat those apples because they had worms in them. So I lived my childhood fearful of tree-grown apples for some reason, unless we went apple picking and then it was okay. So I just want you to experience what's going on in you right now as you contemplate apples. Such a mundane invitation, isn't it? And just be with your own heart. So if we were in class together, Maybe we would go around and share our apple stories, or we would go around and see if anybody had childhood apple stories. And we're going to do much, much, much more than that, but it's an example of the kinds of invitations that will be presented to you to help you drop into your heart and be present with who you are, the power of your voice, the blessing of your presence, that you are a miracle, that you are beloved. And as we share these simple experiences and the profound ones as well, whether we're writing messages from the angels that we then share with the group, whether we bring forward words of encouragement for others, or if we share about our favorite Halloween memories as kids, that the sacred intimacy is formed. And this is what we will be steeping in the Soul Stories Guild. It's going to be gorgeous, and it would be wonderful to have you join us. So thank you for letting me share this with you today. My apple and I bid you a delightful, beautiful day, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is where you are, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.